Hi, I'm Jeff. I've discovered a way to secure my dentures that allows me to eat anything I've tried so far. It's been a major breakthrough for me. Also, check out Dentures with Michelle on YouTube. She has lots of information, lots of videos to help you along your denture journey. Also, I'm not a professional. This is my first narration, so if it sounds unprofessional, I apologize. I'm doing the best I can with what I got. Anyway, let's get started. I basically have a three-step process that I go through. I start with secure denture adhesive. I like it. It's a little bit thick, provides a nice cushion. And then I use Dr. B's moisturizing denture adhesive. It's not as thick as the secure. And then I use Fix-A-Dent Extra Hold powder as the final layer. And I use these foam Q-tips to spread the adhesive around because regular Q-tips, they tend to fall apart too easily. With the Fix-A-Dent powder, I use a small container to catch the overflow. The nozzle comes off of this bottle and you can pour the overflow back in, reuse it, and make this bottle last a long time. I start out with the secure. And as you do this, you figure out how much you need. I'm still learning. I might be putting too much here. And I also don't always apply it to the center area because the uppers hold so well. I'm not sure that I need it there. If I'm going to eat something I know is particularly tough, I'll go ahead and cover the whole upper denture with it. Now I'll spread it around and make sure everything's covered and that I have a nice thin layer of secure denture adhesive on the uppers. Now I'm removing what I consider excess. I try to end up with a nice even coating over the whole thing. And as I said before, sometimes I don't put it in the center. It just depends on what I think I might be eating that day. But that's a coating of secure. Now to apply the Dr. B's. Excuse the marks on my hands. I was playing with the cat and she likes to bite when she gets excited. We're going to do basically what we did with the secure. We'll spread it around to cover everything. I can already tell you that I put too much Dr. B's on here. I'm going to have lots of excess to remove. The Dr. B adhesive is thinner than the secure, so it goes right on top of that layer you put on before, just fine. And now I'm removing what I consider excess because I put too much on to start with. It's a learning process. So there you go. We have a thin layer of secure, and on top of that, a thin layer of Dr. B's adhesive. And now we'll do the same process to the lowers. I like to make sure I get it down into the trough all up on the sides. Removing any excess. And now we have a thin layer of secure on the lowers. And now the Dr. B's on the lower dentures. Same procedure as before. And of course, looks like I put too much again. So just spread it around on top of the secure that's already there. And now I'm removing any excess. And now we have a layer of secure and a layer of Dr. B's on both the upper and the lower. Okay, as I do the powder, you're going to probably think that's way too much. But with this container, you catch the overflow and you can reuse it. I just like to make sure I get good coverage with the powder, just like I did with spreading the adhesive around. I will start off by hitting the upper ridges around the outer rim, just because I want to make sure it gets there. And then I will put it in the trough around. And as I said earlier, sometimes I do not put any in the center. I will stop about right there. But if I know I'm going to eat something pretty tough, like ribs, something like that, I will go ahead and do the whole surface. And then I tap it and move it around to help it settle in all the areas. And then I'll dump it over, I'll tap it again and knock out any loose powder. Then I'll wipe off the outside where you don't want any adhesive. That's basically what we end up with right there on the uppers. So you have a coating of secure, a coating of Dr. B's, and a coating of powder. Now we're going to do the same thing with the lowers. And with the lowers, I will fill up the troughs basically. But I do try to make sure I get it up on the edges, the sides. As you can tell, I'm still trying to learn how to speak with dentures in my mouth. Then I tap it, move it rotate it side to side so it falls into all the areas. Turn it upside, dump it, tap it again and get rid of any loose powder. And then I'll wipe the powder off of the outside where you don't want any adhesive, because the powder, as soon as it gets moist, it'll turn to adhesive. So that's coating of secure, Dr. B's, and the powder on the lower. Okay, I put the uppers in first. I apply pressure with my fingers all the way around. Wiggle it a little bit to make sure there's contact made all the way around. I do the same thing with the lowers. And then the trick I learned from Dentures with Michelle, I fold a paper towel and bite down on it, it helps to seat the dentures properly. And I will bite down on that paper towel from anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes, usually while I'm cleaning up my mess here. And I keep a timer and I start it so I know when I can have my cup of coffee or when I can eat again. I usually wait 30 minutes before I'll drink anything. I'll wait a minimum of 1 hour before I'll eat anything. I found it's best if you wait 2 hours if you're going to eat something that you have to actually bite down on, like a sandwich. I've had hot coffee 30 minutes later and it did not affect how well the dentures held. They were just fine all day long. I hope this helps somebody. It was a game changer for me. I can now fully enjoy a meal. Thank you for watching.